even smell the sea air over this rock.
Size seal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks. Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. I can't even smell the sea air over this rot.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're back.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
Divine light.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
On the mend! Bless the seven, I am restored!
Drink and gamble. That's all we do. As good as a new penny.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that your money won't be going to waste it.
So you're just standing around again, are you? Waiting for what, say?
moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of S.T.A.L.K.E.R is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed. They call the undead a problem, my friend, but those who know the ways of the fabulous five see no problems. They see opportunities. An enterprising spirit can wrench riches from cold dead rocks, or from cold dead full stop. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better.
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours.
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here, you and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now,
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra gold is always welcome.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. And among the fabulous five, gold flows as freely as water does to the sea. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it?
Pay the big cheese.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
Better to be served than to serve. I concur.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding, and that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the king crab. So that, the fabulous five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlong. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started?
That excuse is more holes than a slice of this.
What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall, of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five, by now the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake, work hard, fulfill contracts, enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Riverlong. You will make the stars shine all the brighter, and you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like? Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only ours for the sea.
Join a guild, better the world, earn a lot of gold.
And me, may all the rich...
Marvelous, magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing.
Delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap
Have you ever had the fortunate challenge of cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff? So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what, exactly? They say be privy to ancient and arcane secrets. The likes of which I doubt you could reach out in
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match one sort twain. Oh, my good man. Look careful now.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
How can you believe me, Dean?
Oh, you can speak that way to us. Whatever happens to say, I've got my eye on you. Strikes me like the sort who concerns myself with such things.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pocket.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Oh, my good man. Drink, please.
Please do, Captain.
Tell me, have you ever had the
Cheese on your block with a wheel of the good
user
stuff.
of hunter's egg?
Horseshoe? Ah, you be no lucky. I haven't heard a great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane
Aaron
secrets.
has as many
We like
friends
to
as the
why
man
that
with many cheeses.
Oh, you think you can speak that way to us? Well, like I said, I've got my eye on you there.
I am a duke.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches failed, malfunctioned with tragic consequences.
you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
One of them was a big lumbering apparatus, a frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Have you ever had the fortune challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Egg? They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could keep your voice hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask yourself, what if it comes back? It could smash the city walls and claim 100 lives before being subdued. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five, the braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim what more is there to...
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
How fares your first quest, hero and hunter? Fabulously exciting, I'll bet. They call the undead a problem, my friend, but those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five see no problems. They see you're to hunt down the automaton in the cave, remember? Oh, I had so hoped I could join you on this death-defying quest. But alas, it is my task to stay behind and look for others who might be worthy.
Tell me, Alistair,
Oh, my good man.
have you ever had
Drink,
the fortune
you
of
please.
challenging the
Please do keep shouting.
Fortune? Ah, you should be so lucky as to be defeated by S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
They say he's privy to...
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit approval.
Oh, my good man. Drink, you please.
Please do keep shouting in my ear. Ah, pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink if you'd be so kind.
Troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns
It's
myself?
you. Just you've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole drink? So you've wrangled a position in the fabulous... How curious.
changing the tables.
Sightseeing isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
You can choose the finest reeds.
On the move for cheese. An excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Corban land. On the move for cheese. An excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Corban land.
Well, hello there! You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat.
Bit Tull you right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wild.
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to watch our...
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your back on her when she's got that...
You say you will take me under your wing, but I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears? In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. So says the saga of Threes. Do you know it? The wise godwolf Amira raised the child Threes among her litter. So you see, I have good company. Threes the wolfson, and I the bear daughter. Ask freely, my friend. Your city is far more wild. Here, a tiny Jarrett, wise Jarrett, taught me a beast's life is to survive, a human's is to know. I have learned all the bird song that Jarrett could teach. The remembering of the beasts is without lies. We know not to approach the wasp's nest because long ago, we do not remember Rito and the battle of the buzzing brutes. We remember it is different between beasts and humans. I am lucky to enjoy both. He came to me when I was small. A fierce. He called to me in a soft song. At first I thought him a great bird. Jarrett visited me often, and in time I learned his songs and more. Jarrett is my master and my friend, my teacher and myself. I heard this was a place of many people, so here I came. I have seen, but I have not found the face I seek. Jarrett is missing. It is my duty to find him. That mystery is thick and ugly as a swarm of hornets. It started with a great disturbance in Home Forest. A terrible disease came in the night and turned the birds and beasts. I watched countless of my loved ones die, rotted from the inside. When I ran to Jarrett to tell him what I had seen, his reaction was strange. He had no answer. The next morning, Jarrett did not emerge from his room. I left him be, but after 3 days I grew anxious. I broke down the door, and inside his chamber he was kidnapped, and all his research was taken with him. The only clue I found was a letter among the scraps. I do not know the one called Attenborough, but I know that if I am to find Jarrett, I must start there. Source Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment, and in Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Those boots will embarrass a big drum. Get to signing recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
It is difficult for me to claim humanity as you do. I am still learning to see myself in the faces of those I meet. It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me.
Sicilian stew. Again!
And now, a stern chastisement. In 3, 2...
That doesn't belong to us, you know.
We're source hunters. We should be able to act...
Other people's...
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, but don't make waves and don't in... Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to... Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not me. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now, Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know. Leader of the Legion... If you... Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain feasts... How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? S.T.A.L.K.E.R stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a... We are the pride of Riverlon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark, and I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which...
Nuts! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter? I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. Well, what do you want to know? Can you tell this is the most ancient city in Andervale? That pagan statue, they came out of nowhere. Must have been, 2 years ago now? The very heart of winter. I smelt them before I saw them in the night. Torchlight reflected in their eyes like it does in predators. But these were no wolves.
Adamant about her innocence.
We need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicilia's ever seen. Green, the finest veggies Sicilia's ever seen.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting...
What? What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrible! By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious! Oh, yes, proper introductions. Zigzax the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was, and is, and hopefully all that is. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3. How you got here, though? That's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow. At last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
I think that imp may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look.
Come now, don't be coy. Have a look through the looking lens. That's what... You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic. Astounding. Onward we should go. The portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames. You, dear stranger, you must be the key. It's those torches, a light! This portal active once more! It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. Well, I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The Chronicler of power, though I cannot say for certain. If it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain. After you, after... Yes! Just as I hoped! There she is! There it is! Come, don't delay!
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all that has ever been?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane? A stone. So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, But their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone. Source hunters, it would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are. Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all. Indeed you must, though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the void's insatiable hunger.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to it. First, we mend the tapestry. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out the stones? Will you help us restore what... So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
Not but a moment ago, we were hunting Source in Rivellon. And now, we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell!
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
What do you think, Source Hunter? So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
No matter how improbable, anything is possible. If the Weaver tells the truth, we have some serious work ahead of us.
So, what do you think, Source Hunter? The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon, not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what that... Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know.
But like the imp said to the ballista operator, wouldn't it just? Would that I had a starstone site just like yourselves. Starstones are cured. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with... Neither do I. But the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again, this in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in... We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission does have its perks. Old age can't touch me, that's one. Immortality is mine as long as no one skewers me with a sword, and even then I'll be back in a jiffy. But of course I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty to record all of history. And so, gather those starstones so that we may know the history that was lost. Know so that we must not repeat what leads us to this dangerous precipice. Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation. Surfing the vibrant tide of the eons, always approaching yet never reaching shore. Lonesome, being privy to all that has been and all that is. Well, yes, actually. I don't mean to complain, but one certainly doesn't mind a bit of company now and then. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all these years. I can hardly wait to pick her brain about the great battle of the Sons of Sigurd. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent, my eyes and ears upon... I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time, I need hardly remind you, is of the essence. Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not?
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. In the ethereal threads of eternity, the drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall. Except, it seems, you ask and I shall answer, if I can. I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you. I am but what I am, and that, perhaps we are one and the same. Task multiply. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Alas, the answers to those questions. A hidden answer lies behind this veil. I believe that starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder. Oh, Hunter, I have no need for company. Like I have no need for air or appetite or affection. And yet, I do enjoy your quite so. Your absence. It should be an impossibility, but no matter where I do not know you, but perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time can... What it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. What it could... I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies, I materialized here, as if forced to watch the one thing that is unwatchable, unendurable. A thankless task that you may yet free me from forever. I think that perhaps you can redeem time, because you create time. Indeed, know that no longer I did weave. I sat here, at the end of time, and watched on as the void frays the fabric of time like a terrified god, that fears the offspring of his own creations. But suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life within the stones. These stones, children of stars, they place new ribbons along my fingers like phantoms out of time. New threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. These star stones, please.
The Lady of Time, the weaver of history, I am your biggest...
How might I serve our mission?
A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us? Two beings that record all of history parallel to one another.
That is a good question, Zigzags. One without a conclusive answer, though its resolution may lie in conception. Where you chronicle, I both chronicle and create. Where you arrive at conclusions, I spin origins besides.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzags, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs
And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the Grande Dame of Time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent. Though, don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket, but perhaps I speak only for myself. Not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, save it all too seldomly. Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand, all that is happening here and out there among the stars. But I do know I'd rather err on the side of... If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home. I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. Oh, before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunt.
Oh, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yeah.
Good look out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond S.T.A.L.K.E.R's ramparts.
Now, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine almond bread.
Let us see if you can choose the finest green.
How fares your first quest, hero and hunter? Fabulously exciting, I'll bet. You're to hunt down the automaton in the cave, remember? Oh, I had so hoped...
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that before...
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation. Ready to have another look?
The likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure. Mind if we keep our voice, Councillor Jake? That poor Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know? He's called the Duke of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, I'd recommend it.
You've met
shall match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's growing more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be
Oh,
lining
my
your
good man. Drink, if you please.
Please do keep shouting by me.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of
Not the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear. Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Hoping someone special will be impressed by the way you wield that great heaving weapon.
It's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea. Join the Stunt Club if you've got an eye for hard potatoes. Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fire.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let's see. Carrot, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s ever seen.
Made a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Get it while it's fresh. Hours from the sea.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth. Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like... Listen, if you're gonna accuse me of something, you would better find the evidence to back up...
To the barracks! Nuts! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits!
Sorry, sir.
Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits!
Oh, what now? Oh, still not finished. Well, have you found any incriminating evidence against her? If so, let's have... Oh, if you must. Bravo! How am I in... We are the I'd say that... Yes. And I'm Captain...
I will have none of that, you hear?
About face! To the barracks! Nuts! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits!
Sorry, sir.
Attention!
About...
Oh my gods! What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? Little mix-up indeed. I don't know what you and that horrible little imp are planning, but leave my bathroom out of it.
What you get for trying?
Out! No!
If she
you
soaks in
please.
flower stink much
This
longer,
room is
deer will
private.
smell this lady from a field away. I'll save a leg of something good for when she begins to starve.
Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! What are you still doing here? Begone!
Now this is valuable.
Out! No!
Fortune!
Dear me. How the coast reminds me of my long-fled youth. I sailed the seas. I walked the worlds.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond S.T.A.L.K.E.R's ramparts.
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
Found it!
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
Into the fray once more! Seven, aid me! Healer!
The Seven call me home! I need to dry off. Potent heat!
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my left.
Halt! These gates are to remain closed at all times. Captain's orders. Well, I'll be a little red imp's uncle, the Source Hunter. Sorry for the gruff treatment. I didn't recognize you right away. Please tell me, how can I aid the investigation? I don't think you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. Also, a party of 1 or 2 runs the risk of being outflanked and outnumbered. I'll bring some backup if I were you. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? I certainly hope you know...
The Sicilians retreated from this battle, but what about the orcs?
Either they've taken to the sea, or set up an encampment in your caves. Keep your weapon at the ready.
Oh, hello! What have we here? An adventurer, I judge, by the world-weary look of your weapon. And a noble Charla is my name, good friend. I came to this second life some time ago, some year. In any case, it has been time well spent hunting out magnificent goods and selling them to interested parties. So many wonderful artifacts. Have a look by all means. You look like just the sort of self-starter to appreciate what I mean. Weapons, 4 of them. Goodbye then, good friend. Goodbye. That is, unless you fancy a glance at some of my wonderful goods. What do you think you're doing? Well, it's no bone off my nose, Chasm, in any case. Have a look through my wares if you'd like to find something all...
Away with your weapons! Away! Leave Bullock. I don't want to fight. I ain't after no fancy stone. I just want to bury the... Oh, it was such a... In our village... Oh, poor Rocky will never see it again. There weren't so many spoils after the battle.
A grave with a full set of hand-picked armor, eh? We've got to know its location.
Absolutely not. It isn't worth causing that orc so much grief for little more than some sheets of metal.
Come now. I bet you'd look awfully fetching in a new set of armor.
Pity so becomes you, my dear partner. You become ever more lovely when you take mercy on vulnerable souls.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Don't think I didn't see that twinkle in your eye when I spoke of the armor, small bones. but I thank you for leaving my brother to rest in peace. Don't play dumb with me, small bones. You know as well as I that you're a little shit in our own town.
Not to accidentally disturb any graves.
We made a promise to an orc after all.